What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another review. Thanks for joining me. If you're brand new to the channel and you've never seen this channel before you even get into it, subscribe. Hit that button. Get notifications. Get more reviews, reactions, long form, all that stuff. But that's not why you're here right now. You're here when you want to talk about this movie. Steven Spielberg wanted to do West Side Story. And it is a remake of the 1961 classic musical. And right away, a lot of people are very skeptical about this movie. I don't know if I'm going to include myself in the skeptics category, but I was curious as, well, you know, it's Spielberg, and he probably really near and dear this movie is probably to him, so he wants to give it a shot, and it's Spielberg. Boy, is this a love letter. I'm not going to pussyfoot around the fact. What'd you think? It's gorgeous. It's great. It's wonderful. This is a fantastic remake. And the thing is, there's a lot of movies sometimes when they're remade, you go, why? If a movie's that good, why do you need to remake it? I think musicals, especially this one, it's a different topic altogether because Broadway plays. This has been done how many times over? How many times, whether you're in high school or in in Broadway, wherever it is, how many times has this been done? Well, Spielberg said, "This is my Broadway. This is my play. The silver screen is where I want to do this," and that's his stage, and he does it. And man, what he does is that it looks like the 1950s. It's shot that way. There's that documentary that's on Disney Plus right now with the Beatles, Get Back. And you look at that footage, and it looks like it's been remastered. It looked like it was shot yesterday. It's so clear the way Peter Jackson cleaned that up. This was shot recently, but it looks like it was footage that was found from the 50s that was just cleaned up because of the way that it's shot. It's gorgeously lit. It is just it's incredible. The dancing side of it, it's one of the most powerful musicals ever, and it's obviously based off of Romeo and Juliet. And the idea, if you didn't know it already, it's that there is the Puerto Rican gang of the Sharks who are in their territory, in their neighborhood. They're consistently being challenged by the white gang of the Jets, and so the Jets are, and by the way, I feel like this story has always been, about in general, the fact of racism and the idea of fighting over things that, instead of being this idea and this power of love, what's out there, but with anger and all the frustrations and ignorance of what can happen and get in the way of it. And when you feel like you don't have opportunity because people are taking things away and getting to, whether it was relying on anger and knowing right there that both these sides right there, again, the Romeo and Juliet side of it, here's Maria and Tony who are caught up in this whole thing and fall in love, and you got to believe it. Now, I see a lot of the cast in this movie, out of control good. It is, and Natalie Wood, by the way, is one of the all-time great actresses, and very different time in 1961. Should she have been cast as the lead when she wasn't a Latino? No. I just watched it recently with my daughter. She does a great job, but no. This performance by Rachel Zegler, holy moly, this girl is a superstar who plays Maria. I know these songs. I've heard these. I went to theater school, Florida State, so I heard these songs all of the time. It felt fresh. It felt new. And she brought this spark to Maria, and this feistiness to Maria, and this power to Maria that you just can't keep your eyes off her. Now I'm going away from the controversy and everything with Ansel Elgort. I don't know enough about it. I don't know enough about I know that there's stuff going on with him. I know that there's accusations and all that. I'm basing it off the performance itself. I thought that the performance, I see everyone is saying that he didn't have a lot of chemistry with her. He was kind of dull. I didn't feel that way. I thought he actually brought a different kind of hard edge to Tony that wasn't there before. and I thought they had great chemistry with Rachel. I definitely don't think he was the strongest in the movie. I think she was. I also think David Alvarez, who plays Bernardo, steals a lot of the movie every time he's in it. Different side to Bernardo as far as being the boxer, understanding the lead of the Sharks, who doesn't really want his sister involved in any of this stuff, but his ego kind of gets in the way, very similar to the original. But the other one is Ariana DeBose, who's Anita, who the original, the Rita Moreno character that she won the Oscar for. Wow, does she bring a lot of depth to this character, even more so than not even more so, but the character. I felt like she had more to do in this one. And Rita Moreno is a producer in this, and she has a big role in this. Also, she plays a role that wasn't really wasn't in the original movie. Tony works for an older man in the original, but in this, he works for an older Puerto Rican woman played by Rita Moreno, which I think brings another depth to it. Spielberg added a few changes, but nothing that. There are little things to songs. There's a choice in Officer Krupke that he changed. That at first I was like, I don't know if I like this particular choice, but then after thinking about it and talking about it with some friends too, it's like, yeah, they took Riff out of this song, and he's in the song in the original, and it made sense that he wasn't in this too, because the character of Riff, by the way, who is Mike Feist, also very well cast in it. They give the Jets are played in a very different light in the original movie. They're all like prepped up, dressed. They look like they could have just walked out of a country club in a lot of them too. They just seemed like kind of, these privileged kids that were choosing this life. And this, they're like riffraff off the street. And Corey Stoll, who's in this also, calls him out as much and says, there's a great line in this that says, hey, everybody else from your neighborhood has gotten out of here. All the bums are the ones that are left behind. And there's this, and you feel a lot more the reason and the purpose behind both of the gangs, of why they're there, why they're fighting. It's tragic. It is beautiful. The music it's wonderful. The screening that I was at after the musical acts. Again, these are songs that people have heard many times over the last 50 years. Applause throughout each song, people really getting behind it, and it felt like I was sitting in a Broadway play. And it's Spielberg, man, and this is a love letter to what he truly loves, and you can tell that he loves this movie. And I was not surprised, because it's Spielberg, but I was surprised how much I think I really enjoyed this movie. I've been thinking about it for the last few days when I saw it, and I went so much so that I went back to watch the original with my daughter, and I'll probably watch the new one again. I loved it. I'm going to say 4.5 out of 5 schmoes. Really did think it was great. Would not be surprised if this movie gets nominated for Best Picture. Curious. I could also see it being one of these things where if it does, and it does get nominated and winds up winning, that it'll eventually be like one of those movies that people love for while it's coming out, and then after it gets all the hype, people are going to start hating on it. But I'm not going to be in that camp. I'm looking forward to watching it again, and it doesn't take away from the original. The original is just as great as it was beforehand too. Like I said, I'm watching it with my daughter, and it's a fantastic movie. You can have both, kids. It totally works either way. And Steven Spielberg isn't asking you to replace it. He's just saying, this is my love letter, and this is my version of it, as if I was putting it on Broadway. So that's it. That's my review of this movie. I really enjoyed it. I hope you guys go check it out. It's a musical that there are, they don't try to pretend that they don't take away from the fact that, like, in the middle of, hey, we're about to fight, but we're dancing in the middle of it. It's a musical, it's like it's one of those musicals where it's people are singing and dancing while in the middle of a fight. That's what the movie is. So it's not for everyone, that type of musical, but this is the classic musical. So hopefully you check it out. Once again, if you like this review, please subscribe here today. Check out all the other reviews, everything else we got going on. We're doing rewatches of The Matrix coming up on Friday. Just browse around the channel. We got some good stuff going on here too. But thank you guys so very much. I appreciate you, and we'll see you on the flip side. Peace.